Coming up, waiting on federal guidelines for in-person learning. In the meantime, a local district's plans for reopening in the coming weeks. Man in court this morning suspected of killing a beloved local teacher and coach. And why the county is considering buying a multi-million-dollar plot of land in Lakeside. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Great to have you joining us online this midday. I'm Jim Patton, and I'm joined remotely by my co-anchor Virginia Cha and 10 News meteorologist Megan Perry. Great to see both of you, and we'll be with you very shortly. Well, impeachment proceedings underway in the Senate right now. Opening arguments are in progress this morning after former President Trump's legal team made its debut yesterday. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
Today, House managers making their case why they believe former President Donald Trump should be convicted of inciting the deadly January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. The performance of the House managers was widely praised as effective from both sides of the aisle, while the defense from Donald Trump's legal team was criticized as confusing and at times rambling. Sources telling ABC Trump was fuming while watching from Florida.
I saw a headline, Representative so-and-so seeks to walk back comments about, I forget what it was.
Day one of Trump's historic second impeachment trial was supposed to focus on whether holding the trial is even constitutional. The Democrats largely did so.
Presidents can't inflame insurrection in their final weeks and then walk away like nothing happened.
The trial in the Senate of a private citizen is not permitted.
But lead defense attorney Bruce Castor meandered during his arguments, largely ignoring the constitutional questions, leaving Republican senators bewildered.
It was disorganized, random.
The House managers playing a series of violent images from the attack, trying to link the attack on the Capitol to Trump's own words.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Senators now acting as jurors, reliving the moments in the very chamber that was stormed by an angry pro-Trump mob just over a month ago. Lead House manager Jamie Raskin overcome with emotion, recounting that deadly day and his daughter's words.
She said, "Dad, I don't want to come back to the Capitol."
After 4 hours of arguing over the constitutionality of the case, 6 Republican senators joining with all the Democrats to move forward with the impeachment trial. And the vote on the constitutionality of this case is probably the strongest signal yet that a conviction is unlikely. Yes, 6 GOP senators voted against their party, but it would take 17 of them to break party ranks again to secure a conviction. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
And you can stick with us here for local news, but you can also follow the impeachment proceedings live on ABC 10 on your television. Well, today, the County Board of Supervisors voting to buy 2 pieces of land in the Monte Valley for nearly $3 million in order to preserve the area in perpetuity. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie spoke to the unofficial mayor of Lakeside, who explained why he's working so hard to save this picturesque part of the county.
You know, I was born here. I feel like I'm part of the dirt.
That dirt in the Monte Valley is what Billy Ortiz has been photographing and fighting to protect for much of his life. It's a treasure in the county some San Diegans may know nothing about, might never have seen.
The seasons change the colors. The sunsets are amazing. The mountain lights up in red when there's a nice glow over the ocean. And any given day, you can see a golden eagle soaring around in the valley.
El Capitan Mountain looks down on a vast and beautiful valley, an area of diverse wildlife, equestrian trails, ranches, businesses, and the people who call the area home. Its archaeology, Native American history, and recreation make it a rich corridor that many have come to love and some to exploit. The valley is renowned as a source of naturally formed sand mining materials that have been extracted for decades, and it has left scars, says Ortiz.
They'll promise one thing and do another, or they won't even go through with the words that they promised. And they say they're going to fix it up, make it pretty, give us trails, staging areas, all this and that. We've heard it over and over and over, and they never deliver. Probably the only one that's ever delivered is RCP Rock and Block in Santee. They created a trail, restored it, and all this and that. But it's hard to trust anything they say anymore.
There is a new sand mining project going forward right now. But this purchase by the county would protect 98 acres of the valley from any further development. Helix Water District owns this land and is offering it to the county for purchase. It could protect a scenic corridor with a river trail that's been proposed connecting the valley all the way west to the coast.
It's a chain of life in El Monte Valley. That's what they need to know. It's something definitely worth protecting.
Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
New this hour, the man accused of killing a beloved high school teacher was formally charged with murder this morning. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell joins us live from downtown. Marie, that hearing just ended. What did you find out?
Well, Virginia, we learned a lot during the prosecutor's arguments as she tried to convince the judge to deny Jesse Alvarez of bail. The prosecutor says Alvarez was fixated on his ex-girlfriend, who was the victim's fiance, adding, despite having broken up, Alvarez couldn't get over it. She says a week before the murder, Alvarez even gained access to her place of employment. She says Alvarez also spent time practicing at a gun range and even altered 2 semi-automatic guns by painting them white. She says the day of the murder, Alvarez waited an hour for Mario Fierro outside of his home. He approached him, and then she says he shot him several times. Now, on the other side, Alvarez's lawyer painted a different picture, saying he was a college graduate, he is a good person, and he's been involved with his parents' missionary that they've run. But the judge denied his bail request. Alvarez's preliminary hearing is scheduled for April 8th. Also, what happened today, Fierro's fiance, which was Alvarez's ex-girlfriend, she actually wrote a letter that she asked the prosecutor to read in the hearing today. We'll bring you those details coming up in 30 minutes. We're live from downtown. Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. This morning, parents, teachers, and students are waiting on new federal guidelines for in-person learning. And President Biden has said he wants to have more than 50% of schools back open by day 100 of his presidency. The White House giving some hints about the potential approach, saying safe may mean different things in different places.
It means some teaching in classrooms, so at least one day a week. Hopefully it's more, and obviously it is as much as is safe in each school and local district.
Many pointing to the recent CDC report, which focused on rural schools and suggested it could be safe under certain conditions to return to class. It's not clear how, if at all, that guidance could change for more densely populated areas. Here in San Diego, Oceanside officials, meanwhile, voting to allow elementary students to return to class next month. Special education students will go first, then others a week later, starting March 15th. Let's take a quick look at the latest coronavirus numbers in San Diego County. Officials reporting about 800 new cases in the latest round of daily testing. Now, San Diego's case rate continues to trend downward after peaking with thousands of cases a day last month. Experts, though, are warning everyone to stay safe amid concerns of the possible impact new variants could have. Now, not a lot of events at the Del Mar Fairgrounds this past year, but they have been keeping busy as a COVID testing site, and now they've been tapped to be one of the county's next vaccination sites. Scripps Health and the county teaming up to set up a new superstation at the fairgrounds, and it won't take long to get up and running. They're planning to open Friday morning. They're taking drive-through and walk-up patients, but by appointment only. You can make appointments on the county website once they are available. Jim?
And Virginia, aside from that, another boost to the rollout on the way. Those eligible will be able to get the COVID vaccine at select pharmacies starting tomorrow. Rollout will begin at 350 CVS stores across 11 states. More CVS locations will join the effort on Friday, along with Walgreens. Initially, vaccinations will be available by appointment to people in 17 states, and more pharmacies are expected to offer vaccinations as more doses become available.